Welcome to Research Business Daily Report from May the 24th, 2012. Hi everyone, I'm Bob Lederer, editor and publisher at RFL Communications. In the past few weeks, RBDR interviews with executive recruiters Karen Morgan and Phil Reeve have attracted intense viewership. But realizing we had not touched on important media research employment trends, we called Smith Arnold's senior recruiter Brian Mickley for the lowdown. As we expected to hear, Brian says hiring is on the upswing, so we asked him what's hot, what's not, the whys behind both, and what's the outlook for the rest of this year. So Brian, 2012, how's it going so far?
It's going well. It's very busy. The agencies are doing a lot of work in their digital space and their online and analytics areas. The TV cable companies are looking for those cross-platform folks as well. The suppliers are hiring on the account side, client servicing areas. It's busy.
Mm-hmm. Do you see a difference in momentum between, I will call the media research side of your business and the custom research side of your business?
I do. I mean, I think on the media side, it tends to focus more on the online, which I mentioned before, the digital space, mobile, how all these different interactive players interact and aggregate the data to sell to the clients. And on the custom side, it's about the account side. It's about digital as well, but it's really more about the account management, client servicing, revenue generating or account management type folks.
Is there any particular area where you're surprised at the amount of activity?
There's been a lot of talk in my world on the small players, the companies in that Luma landscape who are able to attract some top talent away from some of the bigger, or more well-known established companies.
Mm-hmm. Why are those really veteran guys who make a lot of dollars willing to make a change in this kind of an economy?
I think unlike 2000, they believe a lot more in the online world in terms of the long-term stability and sustainability of it, and they're also getting equity.
Okay, makes sense. How about an area or two where you're surprised at a lack of activity?
I think on the project side, the project management type side of the business has been a lot slower, especially at the senior level to recover, if you will.
Okay. Do you see that changing?
I don't know if I see it changing. I see it evolving where the folks in that sector will be asked to do a little bit more to hone in on different skills than they had in past years. Mm-hmm. Perhaps more revenue generating responsibilities as opposed to more just a simple, the strict project management side. Okay.
Your peers, Karen Morgan and Phil Reeve, who we've talked to in recent weeks, both told us that there's a little bit of tightness on the buck from people that are doing the employing. Are you seeing the same thing?
In certain sectors, I agree. In some of the digital and some of the statistical side, I still think that the candidates are, to a degree in the driver's seat because there are so many companies looking for those folks that if they're not competitive, the clients are not competitive, they're going to lose out to other companies.
And those are difficult people to find, I guess, is what you're telling me.
They are challenging, especially folks who have the cross-platform mobile, online, IPTV experience in research. They're fewer and far between.
And is that because the skill level keeps evolving?
Yes, skill level keeps evolving, and looking for someone with 10 years of online experience, there's just not a lot of folks out there who've got that.
Okay. Finally, what's your advice and attitude about people out there that have been unemployed, let's say for a year or more, might be very talented, but just haven't been able to find anything?
It's challenging. I mean, I would say, to stay on top of the trends in the business, where their industry and verticals are going. Networking is always essential, calling and contacting all your LinkedIn connections and old contacts. But yes, just trying to remain positive. And it is challenging.
Okay. Sounds like a very upbeat situation. Do you see any clouds at all as you look to the near future?
There's always the question of Europe. But I think in terms of my clients in the industries I work in, I've seen more of a shift from companies that are international, moving their dollars to the U.S. and investing in organizations and increasing their spending here to kind of offset the risk internationally.
Okay, interesting perspective. Thanks for your time, Brian, and have a great rest of 2012 and beyond.
Thank you, Bob. Take care.
Our thanks again to Brian. If you have a hiring need or an interest in a position Brian specializes in, here's his email address, bmickley@smitharnold.com. If you're not familiar with Brian, his LinkedIn site has some remarkable comments from individuals and companies he has helped. That's Research Business Daily Report for May the 24th, 2012. I'm Bob Lederer. Hope you have a great holiday weekend, and we look forward to seeing you again on Tuesday.